Sometimes life is going to throw a lot of problems at you, and your response to said problems will either make you or break you. You lose your job. You can't afford to pay rent, they've increased the price. Your girlfriend leaves you. Your friends aren't responding to you. Your boss is mistreating you. So many times in life, you are going to face these problems. You're going to face these issues. And sometimes it can feel overwhelming to the point where you feel like giving up. We've all been there. But your response to these issues is absolutely crucial to whether you are going to be a success or not, both personally and professionally. You got to understand that successful people that you look up to today went through the same problems that you are going through right now and still made it to become a success. They still made it, they got through it. We have a choice. When we have things that go wrong in our life, we can choose to sulk about it. Let it drag us down. Let it take control of our lives and affect us in almost every single aspect. Or we can digest what's going on. We can properly process our emotions and allow ourselves to be sad for a little bit. And then decide to say, you know what? This situation isn't ideal, but I'm going to fix it. And I'm going to get through it. And I'm going to learn from it. A lot of guys never fully realize their potential because they become so overwhelmed in their own negative emotion. They have one problem in their life and they let it fully consume anything and everything that they do. Their girlfriend leaves them, and to them their life is over. They feel like giving up everything. They get fired from their job. Their life is over. They don't think they'll ever get another job, and they really allow these problems to consume them. Now, I'm not trying to say that these aren't tough situations. They are. But you've got to develop a different mindset when you go through these things. You have to, when these sorts of problems arise in your life, have the ability to say, well, you know what? I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is, and we move on. It is what it is. You've got to say, isn't that interesting? A friend of mine says this. He has a problem that comes up in his life. He looks at it for what it is, whether it's good or bad, and he says, isn't that interesting? And then he gets on with the job, and he starts working to fix the problem. If you go through life allowing your problems to consume you and keep you down, you will never find yourself reaching the heights that you want to reach. But if you start now, every single time there is something that goes wrong in your life, saying to yourself, well, I'm not happy. I don't like that this happened. But now I'm going to fix it. Now I'm going to improve, and I'm going to come out the other side better. If you start to adopt that mindset, success will be inevitable. Most successful people, actors, athletes, billionaires, whoever it is, most successful people that you look up to, that you and I look up to today, have excellent ability to deal with problems. They have excellent resilience. And on the other hand, most people who have very poor resilience don't have a life that you want. They don't have a day-to-day reality that you want. Those are the people that are married to their problems. We all know those guys who every single time you speak to them, they whinge about their problems. They complain about everything that's going wrong in their life and how it's not fair and how they don't deserve this particular thing that happened to them. And maybe they don't. Maybe it is unfair. But it is what it is. Life's not fair. There are so many times where somebody deserves a positive outcome and they don't get one. But if you give up every single time things don't go your way, you are destined for the same every single time. You have to have a bit of resilience, especially in 2025. It's a very difficult time for young men looking to make a name for themselves and build a successful life. The 9-to-5 doesn't really allow people to get ahead. Often you have to do the 9-to-5 and a side hustle. And there's a group of people that hate that. They can't stand the idea of working more than they do on their job. So they just work a job for the rest of their life. And they're unhappy. And there's another group of people who also hate the idea of working a full-time job and then a side hustle. But what they hate even more than that is the idea that 30 years down the line they'll be working the same job. So they make a trade-off. And they say, you know what? For my long-term benefit, for my future wife, for my future children, for my future self, I am going to work double hard. I'm going to work a full-time job. And in any opportunity I have alongside that, I am going to work on my side hustle. And because of that, down the line, it is inevitable that that person is going to have more success, at the very least. We all have problems. People that you look up to today, they had problems, the same problems that you have. They just worked through them. They just said to themselves, I can sit here and moan and complain, or I can crack on with the job and I can try and fix my issues and come out on the other side better than I started, better than I found myself. If there is something going on in your life right now that you are not happy with, yet you are not fixing it, you are choosing it. Whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. You have a responsibility, not only to yourself, not only to your future self, but to your future family and the future life that you want to have, to fix your problems today. Some people might say that this is a really deep way to look at things. And I would agree. It is. It's a very serious approach. And it's serious because your life is not a joke. I'm going to say that again. Your life is not a joke. You have to get serious about the way that you face difficulties in life. You have to get mechanical about it. You can't afford to be sitting here and complaining about this problem or that problem and how unfair it is and how difficult it is. That is wasted time. And there are other people, guys, who want the exact same thing that you do. The same house, the same car, the same amount of wealth, the same wife, but they're just willing to work that bit harder, and they're willing to put their excuses to one side and get whatever needs to be done. I know it's tough. I know there are times where things can get overwhelming, things get thrown at you and you don't know what to do. You look left, there's no answer. You look right, there's no answer. And you feel stressed and you don't have the answer. The worst thing to do in those situations, however, is to wallow and feel sorry for yourself and complain and moan and become negative. It's going to really negatively affect you, and it's going to affect negatively people around you. Instead, really digest your problems. And I mean it. Sometimes you've just got to sit there, take a few deep breaths and really think about what's going on. Understand the issue. Think of a plan to deal with it. But really understand the emotions that you're going through. That's important. You don't want to rush to fixing problems. You don't not want to properly digest what you're going through. Really digest what you're going through. But once you've had those couple minutes to think, it's now time to act. If you develop this skill, this ability of dealing with your problems properly as and when they arise, life is going to be easy for you. But if you don't, and you moan and you complain and you sulk and you allow each problem and scenario that comes up in your life to control you, then you're going to have a very difficult time. The best rewards in life will go to those people who are resilient. They will go to those people who practice delayed gratification. They will go to those people who, regardless of the circumstance, figure it out and get on with the job. The choice is yours. Which person do you want to be? And what do you want your life to look like? Look guys, I hope you took some value from this video today. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more from me. Check out the links down below in the description. And look, if you took some value from this video, make sure to share with a friend. It really helps. The more exposure I can get, the more impact I can have. Thanks for your time and attention, and I will see you in the next one.